Hi dear students, now I am going to discuss about the liquid state. This topic is from the chapter States of Matter. This is a last topic from this chapter. Liquid state. Name of the chapter is States of Matter, but the most part, almost 90% of the chapter will talks about the only one state, that is a gaseous state. At the end of the chapter, it will talks about the three properties of liquids, important properties of liquids. Those properties are vapor pressure, surface tension and viscosity. Let us discuss now all the three properties one by one, starting with the first is vapor pressure. Vapor pressure. Students, for example, assume in a glass beaker some water is present at room temperature. Glass beaker, water is present at room temperature. Assume 32 degrees Celsius it is present. The molecules of water looks like a stationary. With the naked eye, when we observe these molecules, it will looks like a stationary. But in actual, they are continuously moving. So how we can confirm that is, if we add a small ink drop, immediately it will mix. It will diffuse into the water because of movement of molecules in the water. Then because of movement, they have some kinetic energy. When they have some kinetic energy, they are colliding with each other. The molecules of water, they are colliding with each other. Because of collision between the water molecules in the liquid state, some of the molecules, they will get a sufficient kinetic energy such that they will convert into the vapor state. When the kinetic energy of the gas, that liquid water molecules is increased, then they will convert into the vapor state. But this vapor cannot easily enter into the atmosphere because atmosphere pressure is more here. Atmospheric pressure is more. Then again some of the vapor will convert back into the liquid state. Again some of the liquid is converting into the vapor. Vapor will convert back into the liquid. Liquid will convert into the vapor. Vapor will convert back into the liquid. Right? This process will continues. After some time, what happens is, how many molecules of liquid they are converting into the vapor state will becomes as number of molecules of vapor they are converting into the liquid state. That is called as dynamic equilibrium is achieved. Vapor liquid equilibrium is achieved. After that also, it will continue. It is under progress, right? Dynamic in nature, we can call it as. At this condition, the pressure exerted by the vapor on the liquid surface is known as vapor pressure. So students, vapor pressure is defined as when vapor is in equilibrium with its liquid. Vapor is in equilibrium with its liquid. The pressure exerted by vapor on the liquid surface, is known as vapor pressure. This is one of the most important property. This is one of the important property of liquid, is known as vapor pressure. Vapor pressure. Students, as the temperature increases, vapor pressure increases. As the temperature increases, vapor pressure increases. When we compare two liquids, vapor pressure of two liquids at some temperature, at the same temperature, assume it is, if it is a room temperature, the liquid with low boiling point has more vapor pressure than the liquid with high boiling point. Students, now let us discuss about the normal boiling point. Normal boiling point. Students, for example, we have water at 30 degrees Celsius. Water is present at 30 degrees Celsius. Assume it has some vapor pressure which is around 580 mmHg. If it is raised to the temperature of 65 degrees Celsius, water is present at 65 degrees Celsius, then its vapor pressure is somewhere around the 640 mmHg. Assume generally it will increases. Vapor pressure will increases with the increase in temperature. Then at 100 degrees Celsius, water is present at 100 degrees Celsius, then its vapor pressure is 760 mmHg, which is same as atmospheric pressure, which is also 760 mmHg. Students, then normal boiling point is defined as the temperature at which vapor pressure of a liquid becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure. That is called as a boiling point, normal boiling point of that liquid. The temperature at which vapor pressure of the liquid is equal to the atmospheric pressure is known as boiling point, normal boiling point of that liquid. Normal boiling point of that liquid. Students, if we want, we can decrease the boiling point of a liquid by decreasing the pressure. So if you decrease the pressure by means of a vacuum pump, then the boiling point of a liquid will decreases. For example, if you want to distill water at 30 degrees Celsius only, then we need to create a vacuum by using a vacuum pump. That is pressure, if it is equal to 580 mmHg, then water distill out at a temperature of 30 degrees Celsius only. If we need more temperature, then we can increase the pressure. As the pressure increases, boiling point increases. What we are doing daily in the pressure cookers, as the pressure increases, boiling point of the water will increases. As the pressure decreases, boiling point will decreases. Students, vapor pressure is directly proportional to temperature. Vapor pressure is directly proportional to temperature. As the temperature increases, vapor pressure increases. And vapor pressure of a liquid is inversely proportional to molecular force of attraction. As the force of attraction is high, vapor pressure will be low. That is, for example, when we are considering dimethyl ether or the diethyl ether with the water, this is non-polar, which has a dispersion forces. Water has hydrogen bonding, strong bonding is present in the water. So, vapor pressure of the dimethyl ether will be more than the vapor pressure of water when we compare at same temperature. Students, now let us discuss about the second important property of water, that is a surface tension. Second property of liquids is surface tension. Surface tension, which is defined as force acting per unit length of line drawn, unit length of line drawn, unit length perpendicular to line drawn on the liquid surface. Line drawn on the liquid surface. For example, one liquid we are considering, then in the bulk of the liquid it has force of one particle we are considering, which has a force of attraction equally in all the directions. Net force is 0. But when we consider a particle which is on the surface, it has only inward pull. It has force of attraction from the bottom side downwards, right? Inward pull. That inward pull is known as a surface tension. That inward pull is known as surface tension. Units for the surface tension is Newton per meter, SI units are, CGS units are dyne per centimeter. Students, surface tension is directly proportional to the intermolecular forces. As the intermolecular forces of attraction increases, surface tension increases. And surface tension is inversely proportional to the temperature. As the temperature increases, surface tension decreases. Students, now let us discuss the consequences of the surface tension. Consequences of surface tension. Consequences of surface tension. Surface tension. Spherical shape of liquid droplets because spherical shape has a minimum surface area. To balance that surface tension, Generally, liquid droplets will take a spherical shape because spherical shape has minimum surface area. A second one is capillary action of liquids. Capillary action of liquids. For example, in a liquid, some tube is immersed, glass tube is immersed. Then because of the surface tension, what happens is the level of the liquid will rises in this tube. Level of the liquid will rises in this tube because of surface tension. This is also one of the consequences of the surface tension. Students, now let us discuss about the last property of liquid which is given in the syllabus, that is viscosity. Third property of liquid is viscosity. Viscosity. It is a measure of resistance to flow. Measure of resistance to flow of a liquid. To flow of a liquid. Students, for example, a liquid is flowing on the glass plate. In the syllabus we have laminar flow only. Turbulent flow we don't have in the syllabus. Laminar flow. In this type of flow, the liquid layers are smoothly sliding one over the other. There is no mixing, there is no eddies are formed during the flow. Laminar flow means there is no mixing and liquid layers are simply sliding, smoothly sliding one over the other. There is no mixing takes place. In the turbulent flow there is a mixing, there is a eddies are formed, but turbulent flow we don't have in the syllabus. Let us consider a liquid is flowing on the glass plate. Then the immediate layer velocity, it is a 0. The immediate layer which is next to this surface of the plate, it has a velocity of 0. As we are moving away from this surface of this glass plate, then velocity starts increasing slightly. Then the top layer has a maximum velocity. The top layer has a maximum velocity. Velocity of the layer which is next adjacent to this plate is 0. The velocity of the further layers will increases and the top layer has a maximum velocity. Let us consider the different layers in the liquid now. Let us consider different layers in the liquid, that is like the 3 layers we are considering, P, Q, R, like that. Let us consider. Then if the velocity of the middle layer is V, down layer is slightly lesser than the middle layer, that is dV, V minus dV. Then the top layer, it has a more velocity than this middle layer, P plus dV we can write, right? Then frictional forces acting between the layers. Frictional forces acting between the layers. Here area of the contact, let us assume that is A. Area of the contact between the layers is A. Then frictional forces F is directly proportional to A. Area of the contact between the layers. F is directly proportional to dV by dz, where dV by dz is known as velocity gradient. Velocity gradient. By combining these two, we will get F is equal to neta. This is eta, it is known as eta A into dV by dz. Here proportionality constant eta is known as coefficient of viscosity, and this equation is known as Newton's law of viscosity. Students, CGS units for neta is poise. CGS units for the neta is poise, right? So we can also derive the units for the neta in the SI system. That force units we can consider it as Newton. A is area meter square, dv is a velocity meter per second, dz is a distance meter. So from this also we can derive the units for the SI, and units for this eta in the SI system, CGS system, the units for the neta is poise, right? Now let us discuss about the factors which affects the viscosity. Factors affecting viscosity. First factor, students, that is intermolecular forces of attraction. Greater the intermolecular forces of attraction, higher will be the viscosity of the liquid. Greater is intermolecular forces of attraction, higher will be the viscosity of the liquid. Students, for example, any liquid, if it has a strong bonds, intermolecular forces of attraction like hydrogen bonding is present, then they will flow slowly because the viscosity of that liquid is more, resistance to flow will be more. Any liquid, if it has a strong intermolecular forces of attraction like hydrogen bonding or strong van der Waals forces are present, then it will flow slowly because viscosity of that liquid is more. Second factor is temperature. As the temperature increases, viscosity decreases. Students, these are the three main properties of liquids which they have given our syllabus, that is vapor pressure, surface tension and viscosity. Thanks for watching.